Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to Naval Ops Commander, and today I am looking at the carrier because I want to start off with a short rant about engines that has been driving me nuts. So, a lot of comments on the last video regarding engines and, why I should have used boilers instead of atomic engines. Well, as you could see in the last video, we swapped out 5 atomic engines for 16 boilers, and we were slower. And someone said that technically that's not better because the output to weight ratio of the boilers is better than the atomic engines. I know that. I recognize that in last episode. I did the calculations for output and weight of the boilers and the atomic engines. So, in case you missed it in the last video, 16 boilers has 57,600 horsepower. 16 of the boiler 6s, I believe we have now. 16 of those has 57,600 horsepower and 3,520 tons of weight. The atomic engine 4s, having 6 of those, just 6 of them, is 75,000 horsepower and 7,500 tons. So it's not double the horsepower, or whatever their output value is, we'll just call it horsepower. It's not double the horsepower, but it's more than double the weight. I understand that. I recognize that last episode. And that's why, because I wanted, if you'll remember, what I wanted was this, but it was too heavy. So once I realized that I had to drop one of these and put this on here, I myself got skeptical mid-video that the atomic engines were better. So in the video, without cutting anything out, I swapped from 5 atomic engines to 16 boilers without changing any of the weapons or anything else that would affect weight, and the ship was slower. I understand that the horsepower to weight ratio is better for the boilers. I understand that, and that's why I stick with boilers most of the game. But when weight is no obstacle, you can be better with atomic engines in a case like this. Now, most of the time, weight is an obstacle, and the only reason it's not on here is because until we put these lasers on, we didn't have just massive, huge, heavy weapons like we do on a battleship with the main cannons or the big chain guns. So, the short version is when weight is not an issue, it might be better to have atomic engines. Now, could we have just slapped on more boilers and gotten the same speed? Yeah, we could have. And the ship would have been lighter, but why bother when we don't need more weight? So, and these don't have a fuel problem, which hasn't been an issue yet, but might later. So this is better than having this setup is better than having 16 boilers with the equivalent turbines and weapons and everything else. So that has been that discussion. So, yeah. Also, in case you also missed the numbers last time, this is doing 44.5 knots right now, as you can see down here, with 16 boilers and the same turbines and the same everything else. It was doing 42 knots. So this is faster. And again, it's a case-by-case basis. This is not, oh, we're going to use atomic engines on everything now. No, that won't work. That won't help us on most of our ships. So, yeah, just that. Another comment that literally just came in before I started recording this episode was regarding the way my engines are laid out on like the battleship and stuff, and the reasoning behind them getting more engine damage. I agree that having the boilers between the gun turrets might be causing some more of the engine failure. And someone suggested, like, moving the guns out to have all of the boilers and engine parts in general, all the engine parts between the guns. Use the guns to define the limits of the engines, which I normally do, but as you can see here, we wouldn't really have room to do that. So we would have less boilers and we would be slower. Now, as frustrating as engine damage can be, most of the time when we are playing a mission, we don't have engine damage. So for that, high percentage of time that we are just playing the mission without engine damage, we might as well have the extra few knots of speed. So that's my logic there. And usually I do that. I use the guns usually to limit the engines. I think I did that for most of the playthroughs in Warship Gunner 1 and 2 when I did those Let's Plays. It's only recently that I've decided to start doing this because it allows me to use more space. Like, for example, I'll just do this up front right here. If I get rid of these boilers and I move this gun up, actually it's already as far forward as it can go. If I move this gun up as far forward as it can go, well, now there's no more room for boilers. And if I try to put these in here, there's no more room for boilers. So now I basically have used pretty much the exact same space effectively because I can't. And then like these can go back one, but still doesn't help us put another boiler in. So I have less room for boilers and stuff now. So that's why I do that the way I do. And like I said, I didn't used to do that. This is a newer thing that I've started doing just so I can have more boilers. But I agree it may be causing some engine damage. But like I said, you know, 30 seconds or a minute or whatever it is of engine damage is a small price to pay for being able to move around the entire map faster for most of the mission, in my opinion. That's, you know, that comes down to personal preference, of course, but yeah. So there's my little 6.5-minute rant on engines. And today I would like to, I want to go back to the carrier one real quick here, just to add one thing, I think. Hang on, I need to see if we still have it over here. No, and no. Okay. I want to add the rapid-fire 127mm gun that we have, because Nova Topaz was thinking that he had more faith in that than in the lasers, and I personally don't, just because, like, I know the lasers only fire one at a time. That was discussed in the comments as well. I understand that, but we're talking about we're just talking about a little tiny here we go. We're talking about a 5-inch gun at this stage of the game. To be honest, I do not have that much faith in this thing to perform like that. And unfortunately, I don't know, it's gonna have to go back here, I guess, just because. So there's that. Now we'll have that to try out at least, because I do want to try to use the carrier in today's mission. That rapid-fire 5-inch gun was good when we first got it. I don't think it'll do so hot anymore. So, but we'll try it. I mean, you know, I'm willing to try it at least. Okay, so, oh wait, we can't use the carrier in this mission because it's a boss. We better look at what our other ships have here. So Gungaga said that he misremembered which ship it was, but that the real strategy is pretty much just stay away from him. So I will attempt to do this with the battle carrier with the bigger chain guns, but like I said I don't remember who I replied to about it, but basically the issue that I have with chain guns, why I don't like them very much, is you pretty much have to go and give your opponent a big ol' hug to make use of the higher DPS. Yes, I admit, they have higher DPS. I see that, I recognize that, but you have to go and give them a hug to use that DPS. So that's not typically what my playstyle prefers, but let's hear what they have to say about the ship.
A huge enemy battle carrier is headed in our direction. It appears that our base is its primary target. Our allies have sent a fleet to intercept, and they were all wiped out. Within 180 minutes, that ship will be close enough to open fire on the base.
We must move to intercept them immediately. We must face not only the firepower of a large battleship, but also an aerial force equivalent to that of an airbase. We're going to need lots of firepower for this fight. Let's ready all guns and prepare to intercept enemy craft.
Well, we're going to try this with the battle carrier because it has these slightly bigger cannons. Though I think this has 4 of the chain guns? Oh wait, it doesn't matter. Only 2 of them can fire at once. Never mind. Yeah. I was going to say, this might be better if it has 4 of them, but only 2 can fire at a time anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. So yeah, we will try this with the battle carrier the first time, and hope for the best. No black screen, please. Alrighty. Well, I don't expect this to go very well with chain guns, but we have to try at least. Very, very, very large guns. Oh yeah, I remember this guy from the other games. And yeah, so I'm pressing the circle button right now to make them fire farther, or supposedly anyways. And yeah, it doesn't, it depends on the angle of the, you know, like if you're really close, they're angled higher, so yes, they go farther, as you can see. But when you try to actually, you try to like aim farther away and then use the AA mode, doesn't quite work the same way. Something is already running out of ammo. What are these guys? I don't think this is the boss already. No, it's just a battleship. The good news is these aircraft are not really hurting me that much. Yeah, see, this is what I don't like about chain guns. Look how insanely close we have to get before we can even attack. And to be honest, like that's good DPS, but I feel like if we had 61cm cannons, we could probably be like one-shotting these guys right now. So, I don't know. At this point in the game, chain guns might be better for a little while, but I think once we get the bigger cannons, I will probably switch back to using cannons, because they suit my playstyle a lot better. We have to get suicidally close to things just to be able to attack them. Is the... Oh... Gave me the slip. Come back. Come back! Come back, I say. Here come the big guns. Yeah, that hurt quite a bit. And the multi-warhead missiles, it looks like. Alright, here we go. Let's broadside the guy and attempt to do this. Oh boy. Well, I'm not in front of him, so this might be slightly better. Now, it said those act as armor, so if that was true, then in theory... Oh boy, don't get in front. If that was true, then in theory we should be able to damage him more now. Oh yeah, it looks like that worked. Well, that worked better than I thought it would. Gongaga was very specific about don't get too close to it, and I was like, well, chain guns might be an issue, but we'll try. And they very nearly were an issue, but yeah. I can see why he said don't get too close. Then you'll get hit by more of his weapons, by like a lot more of his weapons. So... But it worked out, which is pretty surprising. I don't know. I'm not gonna just... I don't know. I think people hear me talk about chain guns and they're like, oh, at some point he's just not going to use chain guns just because. And it's like, no, I'm going to stop using chain guns when I feel like the cannons are better or suit my playstyle better. I'm not going to just stop using chain guns because I decide, meh, I'm done. It's not how that works. Like when I started using atomic engines last episode, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's just gonna use atomic engines now because he thinks they're better for the rest of the game." And it's like, no, I specifically said in the video that they're better in this case and not in every case. I think sometimes people they hear me say one line, they jump to their keyboards and leave a comment, and they don't finish listening to what I said before they leave the comment. Alrighty. I think that's all there is to do in this mission.
Super ship sunk. It will only be a matter of time before the remaining aircraft run out of fuel. However, the damage to our allies is greater than expected. They've lost a lot of ships. For a while, it will be all they can do to defend their bases for a time. We have a great obligation.
Let's see. Got a B rank. That's the enemy sunk percentage dragging us down there because of the planes that we did not destroy separate from the boss, which I sort of expected. So that was that. We got some guns. Nothing real special there. We have bigger guns than that already. Let's see. I'm reading another comment that just got left on last video. Uh-oh. That was my laptop. Sorry about that. So, the comment that I just got done reading basically was talking about how if we're going to have a ton of weight on the ship anyways, we might as well just do it with boilers and then we would be going faster for the same amount of weight. Right. But the other thing that I've noticed is that the more boilers you have, you get a decreasing return of power. So eventually the power increase per boiler will drop gradually. It's like what's the model? It's in economics. It can be seen in economics too. Like too much of a good thing eventually becomes less of a good thing. You get diminishing returns basically is the term I was looking for. But I'll try it. I'll at least try it. I think he's right, but like I was fine with the way that it was before. Also, he said 28 boilers. I don't think we can fit 28 boilers on here. We'll try 24. This is also, and the reason I'm so confused by this string of comments is this is the same person that was getting on me several episodes ago about my VP and how wide my VP was when it could have been better, and now he's like, screw it, just line the whole thing with engines, and I'm like, okay, just told me, you know, I don't know, 10 episodes ago that my VP was too wide. No matter how many times I've said that my VP is, I'm okay with it being wide because it gives us more armor. I don't know. I might, it's getting to the point almost where people are like, play the game this way. And I'm like, oh, okay, but I'm the one, you know, I'm the one playing it. So, but, you know. And yeah, there we go. We're faster for less weight. I knew that was the case. I understand how the engines work. I know that. But I was fine with what we had. I don't know. It's a whole thing, and I don't know. Guess we'll go ahead and put more boilers on it. See, now we're getting diminishing returns on our per boiler placement here. So yeah, there we go. All the boilers in the world. Hooray, I guess. I think the thing that bugs me the most is that he was basically saying I didn't know how the boilers worked when I very clearly did the math on camera without cutting it out. But I don't know. I'm just trying to... I don't know. We're having the same dilemma now that we did with when we were still talking about the special warhead torpedoes, and it was like, you know, a couple people, I won't mention names, and I wasn't anyone like Gungaga or Nova Topaz, but basically a couple people were basically suggesting that it was me using them wrong, and it's like, no, the torpedoes just don't work. They just don't. They don't guide to the target. And then Gongaga made a funny joke about that. He was like, in the last episode, I think, something along the lines of, we should just try to use the destroyer next time we face a boss, because the special warhead torpedoes will surely be able to hit the target, right? Right? And I was like, right, yeah, because we've seen how good those do against even slow-moving targets like transports. So, anyways, I'm going to try and move on from that. Hopefully that discussion doesn't have to keep going on forever and ever and ever. Let's go metallurgy and weapons, and let's see what we get. Hey, big guns. Nice, 20-inch. 61 centimeter guided torpedoes. We'll probably stop using oxygen torpedoes and move to those now. New battleship forward bridge. Hooray. Okay, so what are we doing for time? I think we have enough time to swap some things out here. So let's go look at the battleship. That bridge looked pretty big. I don't know if we're going to be able to just straight up exchange them, or if we're going to have to move some stuff. If we have to move some stuff, it'll be a little more annoying. But, yeah. It looks like we have a good chunk of room there. So let's go see. What else do we get? We got the new torpedoes, the new bridge, and there was something else I already forgot. 39. So it has 2 more control, 8 and 1 versus, I think that is better than what we have now. 6 and 1. So yeah, 2 more control, 2 more radar. Quite a bit bigger, only a little bit heavier, but I think it will fit. I think. Let's see here. Forward bridge. This guy. Oh, come on. Stupid laser. That's another. Whoops. That's another thing about Warship Gunner 2's designer, is you can just put stuff in like the red, like where it's marked red, and just leave it there and it's fine. That doesn't happen in this game. I wish it did, but no. Can I get, no. Alright. And none of this stuff can get slid back really any further, I don't think. Well, maybe this can go, yeah, that can go one more back. This might just be crazy enough to work. Okay, that can't go any more back. That can't go any more back. Let's move those out of the way. This is good. This might just work. Nope. Nope. This. Nope. Can these guys go up? Nope. Well, I suppose what we could do is just fill these guys in up to that point. So what can we get? Like, can we get 4 more in here? 1, 2. Yeah, let's go buy 4 more boilers for this guy. What else do we get? I keep forgetting the third thing that we got. I don't remember what it was. Oh, the bigger guns. Right, the bigger main guns. But again, I think I want to wait until we get to the engines. What am I doing? I think I want to wait until we get to like 61 centimeters so that we know we'll be getting a lot of... What? Oh, I see. There we go. That makes a lot more sense. But yeah, I want to wait until we get really, really big guns, like at least 61 centimeter before I really decide to go back to main guns. I don't know, we might, at another time, we might try the, we might be able to try out the, what's Majigget's 20-inch guns, insufficient purge ability. Oh yeah, we added boilers. Herpaderp. How many boilers do we have now, I wonder? Oh crap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? So we have 22 boilers now? Oh boy. Unless I miscounted, which is possible. 12 and 10. Like this? Is that gonna... Yep, there we go. Okay. Okay, that's pretty much all the time we have for this episode, so thank you guys very much for watching this episode of Naval Ops Commander. I will probably get hate in the comments for something, I don't know, probably. Thank you guys very much for watching, nonetheless. I hope you enjoyed as much as you could anyways, and I hope to see you all in the next episode of Naval Ops Commander.